Hey TPT sellers, my name is Mike Fuchigami. I am the host of the SEO Tpreneur YouTube community. TPT just sent out their TPT seller update for August 2024. In this episode, I'm going to explain what this meta pixel improvement means and why it's incredibly good for those of us who run Facebook ads, or at least half of us who run Facebook ads. For the other half, it's not going to affect your Facebook ads at all, and I'll explain why. So let's take this apart. TPT has a place where we can put in our Facebook pixel. If I click on my user icon and then click on my account and then click down here where it says Facebook pixel, TPT allows us to put in our Facebook pixel to help us run more effective Facebook ad campaigns. It used to be called the Facebook Pixel, but Meta also runs ads on Instagram. So really it's the Meta Pixel. When you run Facebook ads, which I guess are really Meta ads, you can run the same ad on both the Facebook side and the Instagram side. And then the Facebook algorithm just figures out the people who are most likely to click on your ad. So the Meta Pixel is a tool you can use to measure the effectiveness of your advertising off of TPT. And by advertising, they're only talking about Facebook ads and Instagram ads. They're not talking about Pinterest ads. They're not talking about Google ads. For those of you who've been watching this series, you know I'm running Facebook ads that go to this product, this back to school growth mindset product. And what's kind of funny is that on my personal Facebook page, I can see my Facebook ad, because the Facebook ad algorithm has decided that I am similar to the people who have clicked on the ad, therefore it should show it to me. Although sometimes I've shown what my ad looks like, that's because Facebook lets you preview your ads in your Facebook account. But that's not what I'm doing here. This is a sponsored ad that I'm paying for, because you pay for every time it shows up in someone's feed. And the algorithm thinks that I am probably going to click on this learn more button. I'm not going to click on that because then it's going to send a signal to the algorithm that it should show it to people like me. But what's really interesting is for any ad, there are these three horizontal dots that you can click on and you can see, why am I seeing this ad? So there's two parts here, advertiser choices and your activity. So if I click on advertiser choices, I can see that I fit the criteria. I'm 25 years and older, and my primary location is in Canada. This ad campaign is actually running in the US and in Canada, but I think it's interesting that it just says in Canada. How do they know I'm in Canada? If I click on that, it says your location is set to Canada because of the current city I have on my profile, or it knows because of the IP address when I connect to the internet, or activity on Meta technologies. So that sounds like if I use the Facebook app or the Instagram app or WhatsApp, which I believe is owned by Facebook, then Meta knows my location. But I think what's really interesting here is why it's choosing to show it to me. And it says based on my activity, you've interacted with content about education and more. So this is a peek at how the Facebook algorithm finds similar people. It says here, oh, wow, this has changed. Okay, so it says here, you interacted with ads about education, computer science, and teaching. You interacted with pages and posts about education, teaching, and food and drinks. You interacted with products related to teaching and books and literature and ads, or on Facebook Marketplace. So Meta knows the kinds of things that you are interested in. And I'm guessing the kinds of posts that you read on Facebook, or what you're scrolling on, or what you stop scrolling on Instagram. Meta has a profile about us, and it can connect our Instagram accounts and our Facebook accounts. So it knows the kinds of subjects that I'm interested in, and it's basically looking for patterns. I currently have 2 campaigns running on Facebook. One of my campaigns, I've told Meta to look for people who will add this product to the cart. And in the ad set, if I scroll down, here's the performance goal, conversions. Here's my pixel, and the pixel I put the code onto TPT. And then the conversion event here is add to cart. So that's how I've set up this campaign. And then for my second campaign, I've told Facebook to optimize it for add to wish list. In theory, add to cart probably is a better signal of a high quality lead. So here are the different stages of the Facebook ad funnel. And I've customized my Facebook ad manager to show the numbers that I care about. I don't care about impressions. I don't care about likes or activity. All I care about are steps in the funnel. So the first step of the funnel, and then clicks learn more or whatever the action button is. So the moment they click that, in my ads manager, I can see it as an outbound click. Normally people set this as clicks, but on Facebook ads, a click could also be clicking on that more button to read more of the paragraph. Whereas I really just care about clicks going to my destination, which is my TPT product page. The next step of the Facebook ad funnel is a content view. So when the teacher lands on my TPT product page, because I've put my Facebook pixel into my TPT seller account, TPT fires off that Facebook pixel and it sends some information to Meta saying, hey, this Meta pixel was fired with whatever the ID is, and this Facebook profile viewed the content of this page. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second in the event manager. So as someone running Facebook ads, I can see this here as content views. Now, this number is estimated ever since iOS 14 introduced some privacy settings, which effectively blocked the Facebook pixel. So this number, my wish list campaign has had 148 page views, even though 164 people clicked the link to go there. And a lot can happen. Maybe they clicked on the link, but the internet disconnected and they didn't land on the product page. So then the content view trigger wasn't fired. Or maybe they were on their iPhone and they clicked on the Facebook ad. And then when they landed on the TPT website, the Facebook pixel didn't send the information to Meta. This content view number is an estimate, but it's the best that we have right now. The next stage in the funnel, after they view the content, is they might decide to add it to wish list, or they might decide to add it to the cart right away. If we go back to the example, the teachers here, they've read the product description, they've looked at the preview, they want it. Maybe the price is too expensive compared to the perceived value of the resource, so then they click on wish list. Or maybe they think they want to buy it, so they click add to cart. Oh, interesting. Look here. It says frequently purchased together. I'm not convinced those are actual resources that people have bought with this back to school bundle. I think this is Algolia suggesting related resources. Maybe teachers have bought those resources, but I'm skeptical. I think that's recommended or suggested. Or you might also like this kind of stuff. Either way, when you click on add to cart or you click on wish list, TPT sends a signal to Facebook saying this Facebook pixel is fired and this file. And then what I'm guessing the Facebook algorithm does is it now knows that I added to cart. And so it's looking for patterns. If we look at why am I seeing this ad, and if I click on my activity, apparently Facebook accounts who are interested in education, teaching, and food and drinks, well, those people with those interests seem to add to cart. Then the Facebook ad algorithm tries to find more people who are like that. That's called the learning phase. It's still trying to figure out the pattern of interests and Facebook profile demographics that are most likely to either add to cart or add to wish list. In order for me to exit this learning phase, I need to get 50 conversion events within 7 days. And then once the ad leaves the learning phase, it's figured out, okay, these are the characteristics of people who are most likely to click add to cart. It then tries to find more people like that. And then your cost per result goes down because it's optimized, because the algorithm has optimized. So what does this have to do with the improvements that TPT is making? It says coming soon, we're rolling out an update that will allow you to see purchase data on your Meta Ads Manager. So in the Meta Ads Manager right now, if I click on the column settings and I click on customize columns, this is how I set up my custom ad dashboard. But I'm going to guess that now we're going to have purchase events sent to Meta, including the value of the purchase event. I'm going to turn off in-app purchases. I'm going to turn off websites. I just want to know the value. And I'm just going to click and drag that up. And I'm going to move that above add to cart because that is the highest quality signal that we can get from TPT. So let's just slowly drag this up. So just unselect all of these little options: in-app purchase, website purchase, offline purchase, Meta purchases. We don't care about that. I just want to see purchases and purchases conversion value. And then I'm going to hit apply. And now on my dashboard, I have a section for purchases and the information is 0. There's no information there because TPT, I don't think, is rolling out this information yet. And I'll show you how we can check in a second. Really, the best signal we can get in terms of the kind of teacher we want to find are the ones who not only put it in cart, but they end up completing the sales transaction and buying it. That's the best kind of signal we can get from TPT. And For some reason, TPT up until now hasn't decided to send that information to Meta. But they are with this update, which means it's a game changer potentially, because 14 people have added my product to the cart. None of my UTMs show the campaign for add to cart has resulted in a sale. Yesterday, I thought there was one, but apparently when I clicked on the filter, I clicked the wrong button. When teachers pay teachers, if I click on the dashboard and click on traffic and sort it by earnings, this top resource, if I copy that campaign ID and go to my ads manager and search for that campaign ID and wait for it to say campaign ID is blah, blah, blah. When I filter just that, it's showing this wish list campaign. What's really interesting to me is that of the 48 page views from this ad, 4 of them have converted to roughly 2 out of 100. So I've made 2 sales from this. Even though Facebook is optimizing it for wish lists, some people are still adding it to cart. But if TPT sends a signal when the purchase is completed, even though we might not be able to track it with UTM codes, we'll know how many resources have been purchased. This will be an estimated number, I believe. In some cases, this metric may be estimated. Oh, interesting. Modeled metrics don't include attributed conversions, such as online purchases attributed to an ad, where we can count and measure events. So the beauty of this is if we can see how many people have purchased from this campaign, we know the cost of that resource. And as long as the cost per purchase is lower than TPT earnings, then that's a profitable ad campaign. So I'm super excited that we'll be able to see purchase data in our ads manager. TPT seller update goes on to tell us, please be aware that Meta can sometimes over-report the number of purchases attributed to Meta ads on your Meta ads manager. And that's because of privacy settings. It may block the pixel. And so Meta has to estimate how many people are using iOS or have privacy settings. That will block the Facebook pixel. And then it says, the number of purchases indicated in your Meta Events Manager should be correct. So if I click on that link, I can see my EduCircles pixel. Here's view content, and it says prioritize for iOS 14.5. So it's estimating how many people are actually saying view content. I can see that it's receiving data. So last received 17 minutes ago. This is, by the way, how you know that you've set up your Facebook pixel correctly with TPT, because you'll start to see these events. And then I see page views. That must be my website. Add to cart, which is 587. So the signal last received was 17 minutes ago. And if I show all events, I can also see add to wish list. So one day, coming soon, whenever that might be, TPT will start sending purchase, and we'll see purchase show up here as an event, and the total number of events here, it doesn't really matter. Sure, it might be more accurate, but basically every time we make a sale on our store, it'll be sent here as a purchase signal, and then we can use that to either retarget people or to find lookalike audiences or to optimize our ads. Additionally, the Meta Ads Manager will show total sales instead of earnings. So where it says purchases conversion value, it'll say $49.99. Actually, it probably won't. It'll say $49.99 US dollars, which is converted into Canadian dollars. So it'll be more than $49.99 as opposed to my 80% earnings. And TPT likely does that because it's just easier to send the price of the product. And that's really the number that we want, because if someone's willing to pay for a $50 resource, then Facebook starts to try to guess, oh, okay, these kinds of profiles with these combinations of interests tend to buy $50 resources. So we want the actual value of the resource to be sent to Meta. To track your earnings from ads, please create a campaign on TPT and refer to your dashboard's traffic tab. So we're talking about UTM codes. Now, I love data and I love Team TPT because there could be glitches in the way the data is reported. So I look at my UTM data daily right now. And then one day the numbers were off and they didn't match and I was missing some earnings. So I contacted TPT. They pushed out a fix, which is great, but the numbers still didn't match. So I emailed them and the engineering team has confirmed that until August 19, 2024, the traffic earnings were calculated incorrectly, resulting in inflated earnings shown. It should correlate accurately with your earnings amount shown on your dashboard. But that's crazy, right? That's just a glitch in the code. But I don't think TPT sellers know that the UTM data was calculated incorrectly until August 19th, 2024. So I think for me, the bottom line is take data with a grain of salt, because you might discover that numbers were underrepresented or overrepresented. We make the best business decisions we can based on the information we have at the time. And then as we learn more information, we just pivot. This isn't something to get angry about. Mistakes happen. Usually I don't give a lot of credit to UTM data. It's not always reliable. And unless the teacher makes a purchase in that interaction, it won't get attributed to the UTM. But for Facebook ads, I suspect that people buy right away or they don't buy at all. If they buy later and it's not attributed to the Facebook ad UTM code, that's bonus. But the question is really, can I make a profitable Facebook ad campaign in the worst case scenario, which is they buy right away or they don't buy at all? So dollar update and stuff only impacts you if you're running Facebook ads and you're running Facebook ads that are optimized for add to cart or add to wish list, because they're adding a new tier in the funnel, which is purchases, which is the best signal we can get for the kind of person that we want to run ads for. This is an improvement that I'm super excited about, but I'm going to guess that most people are not, because they're not using the Facebook pixel in this way. But who knows? Maybe the big players all run Facebook ad campaigns. If those people have cracked the code and figured out how to make a money-making machine where your cost per purchase is lower than your earnings per purchase, then they'll ramp up that campaign. When TPT creates this meta pixel improvement, it helps whales and people who have money to spend buy traffic and send them to TPT as a platform. And then TPT gets a 20% commission, which isn't bad. I have to go work on my store. If you run Facebook ads, or if you know of people who have run Facebook ads, what event are they optimizing their Facebook ads for? Is it traffic? Is it clicks? Whatever you do, when Facebook suggests, hey, do you want to boost this post? Don't do that. Ask me why in the comments. If you learned something new, please hit subscribe. If you've already subscribed, please turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye now.